today with Thursday Night Football, Panthers, Steelers. A huge game with lots of playoff implications. You guys are trying to squeeze both into your top 5 in your personal power rankings. That's how big this game is tomorrow.
Yeah, Steelers, to me, are so fascinating with the 4 straight wins, and they're coming in hot. But now it's like, all right, hold it down at home. Carolina's coming in. This is a big bout, and I can't wait to watch it.
Schrags, Burleson, Brandt, Adams. Time for the lead block.
Lead block.
Yes, huge Thursday night matchup on the horizon. Big Ben and Superman, as he even calls him, face off in Pittsburgh. We have you covered on both sides all week long, and let's kick it off with our very own Tiffany Blackman in Carolina.
Okay, quarterback Cam Newton is putting up numbers right now that are better than he did during his MVP season. And head coach Ron Rivera was asked about Newton's success along with offensive coordinator Norv Turner. And he said it's a credit to both of them. He talked about his quarterback making good decisions when it comes to distributing the ball or deciding to keep it. And as for the play calling, well, Rivera said he got to see that firsthand back during his days with Turner in San Diego. He said he saw what a brilliant play caller and designer he was. And just to show you how much they respect Turner, well, both Newton and Rivera were sporting their Turner T-shirts during their press conferences that had Turner's image, along with the words, "What's up, baby?" which is something that Turner always says. Okay?
Great stuff from Tiffany Blackman there. Let's bring in Aditi Kinkawala. She is live with the Steelers side of things. Let's talk James Conner. He's been a huge factor, Aditi, obviously, in their recent success, their success all season. Any concern about him on a short week?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Kay, because this is certainly a heavier workload than he's handled in probably 3 years, since before his cancer diagnosis. And, of course, part of the reason that his teammates love him so much is his physical style, the way he runs over people, the way that he clearly does not shy away from any sort of action. So he was asked about this on Sunday after that brutally physical game against the Ravens. Do you need to take care of your body? And he said, I'm built for this. On Monday, actually, I asked Mike Tomlin, I said, if James Conner is going to be so blasé, is it then a concern of yours? Do you need to make sure that you're monitoring the wear on that body? Mike Tomlin looked at me, Kay, and he said, I agree with him. Now, I did talk to left guard Ramon Foster about this for a little bit. I said, can you tell if a running back is tired? He said, I can. That kid definitely isn't. He said that James Conner is like the Energizer Bunny. But Foster did tell him yesterday at practice, you don't need to burn down the barn. He said you don't need to run to the end zone after every single practice rep. You can take it a little easy. But I will tell you this, as the Steelers look to use their no huddle tomorrow night against the Panthers, James Conner won't be getting any sort of rest. And before I fully send it back to you, Kay, I just want to clue you in on something. I know that people on their couches, don't like to hear reporters complain about the cold. And so that's why I brought one of these with me. Do you think I can expense it?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
Of course you can expense it.
Keep your receipts. Keep your receipts, Aditi. I absolutely would. That's a pro tip right there.
I think
Amazing
Nate's got
stuff
3 of those in his basement.
from Aditi.
Sure.
Expense the marshmallows too. Come on now.
When I did the games, I didn't
could
get
use
that type
some
of
of those.
treatment. But Aditi's a legend. She's a legend.
That's right.
Love
You
that.
deserve it.
She makes a good point about James Conner. He wants to give it his 100. They're saying you don't have to. I want him to up against the Panthers, but he's not the only one that's playing really well of late. Cam Newton on the other side for the Panthers. I mean, yesterday we looked at his performance this season and how it compares to his 2015 MVP season. Then all of Twitter was doing it all day yesterday. Is this team, not even just Cam, is this team better than the one that went to Super Bowl 52?
It's tempting to jump on. It's because I'm just looking at the offense, and you know we talked about his Cam better. I look at especially the ingenuity and Christian McCaffrey. This is why they drafted him, because he can do it all. That 2015 team had Jonathan Stewart, who I love, is one of the great end zone leapers of all time, great football player. I don't know if he's doing the Christian McCaffrey stuff. This is the future. This is not 2018. This is like 2028.
Yeah.
And you have the old school with Norv and the new school with McCaffrey. I think he really makes the whole offense different, especially now that Samuel's getting involved too.
Yeah, this is the future, and we're going to have to wait until the future to kind of say that this team was better than that Super Bowl one. Because when you look back at that season, 15-1 record, and they were so good and so explosive every single week. It was similar to watching the Golden State Warriors, where you're watching them and you automatically think in the beginning of the season, we'll see them in the finals. And that's what I was thinking. We're going to see the Carolina Panthers in their Super Bowl, and they're just explosive. And they were hitting shots from deep, just like Klay Thompson, Steph Curry. They were going inside with Draymond Green. They were doing the ugly with Jonathan Stewart. They were tight in the red zone with Greg Olsen. And they added pieces on top of pieces. But this team is different, though. Can they be that? Sure. But they're not undoubtedly the best team in football. In that season, they were. I don't think anybody was close to them.
That's fair.
And they were just running away with it the closer they got to the Super Bowl.
I'm going to hedge the bet here because I don't think the NFC was close to what the NFC
Talk about
is
it.
now. I mean, that's the thing. They played the Cardinals in an NFC championship game, and the Cardinals are kind of this upstart team. And it was a cool story with Carson Palmer having this great career year. But the Seahawks were on the downturn after a great run with them, and it felt like it was a weird transition time. And the Panthers, right team, right time, 15-1, had an amazing run, beat up on the Falcons, we know. I think right now the NFC is so loaded that I can't say that this team is going to have the same success or is as good. And that's not fair, but in two separate silos, I remember that Panthers team, to your point, like the Warriors, running away with the league. And I remember them playing the Giants on a Sunday, and the Giants and Odell and Norman, and it was like, the Panthers are here to stay. This year, the Rams are really good. The Saints are really good. The Eagles are coming, and the Falcons are coming. And I just can't say that this team is going to have the same type of impact as that one did, which was a clearly dog in the conference.
I said this yesterday sort of flippantly, but then I dug into it today with his accuracy and his passing. I think that's what's improved with Cam and with this entire team. This is a guy who only once in his career has completed more than 60% of his passes in a single season. He's at over 67% right now. He's thrown multiple touchdowns for 7 straight games. And it's because of guys like Curtis Samuel, other guys turning it up. He has 15 touchdowns, just 4 interception, guys. He's never had this many touchdowns, a better completion percentage, a better touchdown-interception ratio, or better passer rating through the halfway point of any season in his entire career. That includes his MVP season back in 2015. He's being accurate, which is the biggest knock we always hear about Cam.
He's savvy now.
Yeah.
He's not just a brute force Cam Newton. Right? It feels like he's got some of those Brady intangibles now, which I don't think he had that season.
Yeah.
That's it. It's similar to young players in the NBA used to dunk all the time early in their career, and then they settle for the jumper later to save their body. In that season, you guys got to remember, he had around 9 or 10 touchdowns on the ground. So Cam was dropping back saying, I'm the biggest guy. I'm LeBron James on the fast break.
He's LeBron with a baby hook or a turnover.
Yeah, and that exactly.
Right.
Now he's working on that low post, and he's sticking in the pocket a little more often. So times when he's deciding, I could either take off and run, or I could take a step back, evaluate the defense, and then deliver the ball beautifully. I think I just kicked it there.
That's
all right.
Entire table.
Got excited. Got excited.
Our pets' heads are falling off here at the breakfast table this morning between your whiteboard and this table movie. Demaryius Thomas, we got to talk about him. He had the last laugh on Sunday. This was a perfect setup, a perfect story, great theater as he beat the team that traded him. As a Texan, he took down the Broncos in